The crazy thing is that this is basically a song template. Like sometimes I feel easier to write with this than with Ableton, because it's all these little details are already programmed. But then I was like, yeah, but this is not enough. This is really not enough for electronic music, because electronic music has one thing too, which is called a build-up. And the build-up is the moment when you have this typical tap, 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 da 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 da, taka 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 taka, and you have the riser going on, the energy is building, and then you drop it. This is again just production stuff integrated into Loopy, and that's why I have so many buttons. So let me record just a quick bass line or something. So like. Okay, and when I hit the build up, listen, for the sub, it sounds narrower. Actually, stereo image is going down also. Here comes, no sub, and when I hit it back, then there you go with the sub, and everything sounds full again. So I narrow it down, stereo image, EQ, washing it out, and whenever it comes back, I have back the highs, the lows, the stereo image wide, and the direct sound without delay. What the drummer would do is like, have a crash on the one of the new beat. This is without it. Now I just deleted those two crashes. Okay, so you feel you don't have that arriving, and with it,
leaves you hanging.
Yeah. You know, these little details, when you put your setup together, you can, exactly what you said. You feel this feeling of, you leave you hanging, like you don't get that climactic, bam, you know, like you don't feel that it's rolling over, but it's feeling like, yeah, it was nice, you know. So these little details. Sometimes those risers are really cool to have, and sometimes even you can combine the things together, that you have this switch, let's say, to two-step, which is that drum pattern that I showed you before. And then instead of just pressing the button again and going back to the loop, you can connect it more via having just the end of the riser or just a riser. So it would sound a little bit like.
That is so fun.
Yeah, exactly. It became the monster of its own, because now I have so many different options to choose from. When I played with singers or rappers, sometimes I figured that these build-ups, although I have different length of build-ups, sometimes they are not cutting it because the rapper or singer want to do more, you know? Or I want to do more, and I want them to hold that note, and, you know, like, or I don't know the lyrics maybe that they're using, and I'm like, where is the end? Or, you know, so I figured that I need a different approach for build-ups. When I feel like that there's might be a chance that they go longer than I expected, or may just want to leave them the room for it, I have one kind of build-up that is just basically a snare roll. That is not doing anything. It's quite static. There's some groove to it, but it's quite static. So I engage that. I wait for them to do their stuff, and then I engage the proper length of build-up loop that I feel like that, okay, there's going to be the part. So as an example, so we have this groove, right? Okay. And I engage. This is quite static, just going in the same, you know, but then I can just hit it, keep it, hold it. No, he's gonna go one more. Let's go one more. Let's do it. Come on. one button press does a lot of things. Like I just show you, for example, this is a build up. This is how a build up button looks like. There are quite a lot in there, and this is what a fill button looks like also. Not just one action, but quite a lot. Okay, this is the first is press button 58. Yeah, button 58 is actually the delay. So it's pressing the delay. Because it also makes more sense to when I have the delay button already, why looking in the list for the delay and figure out like enable, disable, blah, 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 blah. Why not just pressing the button, which is amazing. Then button 70, that turns off the top line loop of the drums. So turning delay on, percussion's off. Then it mutes the original drums. Then it gets rid of my side chain. That's the Flux Mini 2. Play stop, clip 3, 5. Yeah, that's adding a crash in the beginning also, because I have some crashes. Oh yeah, that's a really good feature. I will show that, but it's just adding a crash, so it's again sounds more like a drummer. Then toggle pro Q3, that is the EQ things that I talked about, that getting rid of the sub, getting rid of the, you know. Then the value change, slider 5, which one is this? Oh yeah, this is actually triggering a plugin called Transit, which is actually for transition presets, and it makes that slider go up. So the changes start to happen, and that is in my track effects channel. So whatever is on my bass harmony and stuff like that, that's get affected by the transit.
Right.
Preset.
So that's on a ramp. So it's gonna slowly move that slider up. Yep.
Exactly. And you can see that it's set for 4 bars, which is exactly the length of the riser.
Yep.
So it matches, and it's just you know. And then the release is basically just the opposite. And the press release is the actual playing and stopping of the drum build-up loop that I already have in there preloaded.
What you do is a magic trick, and even though you've shown me how the trick works, it's still magic.
The crazy thing is that this is basically a song template. Like sometimes I feel easier to write with this than with Ableton, because it's all these little details are already programmed.